Welcome everybody to the stream / video, depending on where you're watching this and when you're watching it. So today's episode of the Geeks of Rage podcast is about none other than Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Nice.
And as you can see today, I got my buddy Mr. Devon with me.
Sweet.
And so this is going to be a little bit different from what some of you might have seen in the past. So Devin, he grew up with the game, and although he's not like as heavy per se into the retro world as myself because of me completely being immersed into it as a child, he has an appreciation for it. So what we're going to be doing whenever I am able to have him on is not only are we going to be talking about whatever the game is in question, we'll do our, usual fun facts of the day and stuff like that, but I'm going to have him play the game so that way, we can watch him ride the struggle bus and get more of an appreciation for whatever the game is. But I wanted to start with Zombies Ate My Neighbors today because I knew it was one that he really enjoyed, and I thought, why not? And it's one that I absolutely love and one that you guys have seen me play here. For those of you that actually follow me around on Twitch and YouTube, you guys have seen me play this multiple times, me riding the struggle bus trying to get through the damn game, and at this point on what's referred to as hardcore mode on emulation, which is not using save states. I believe the furthest I got was I want to say it was 42 or 43, something like that, but I didn't quite beat the game yet, but I will get there. So that aside, done with my intro. Devon,
Yes.
how are you doing today?
I'm great, man. How you doing? This
Fantastic.
Is good.
I know. Isn't this great?
It's a fucking blast to the past, man. It's good.
So what I have down is just letting it play through so you guys can see some gameplays just on YouTube, just somebody playing a long play of the game. So that way while we're talking about it, you get some visuals along the way, and I can talk as far as like right now, the person, once they leave, they're going to be playing the secret level, which is the secret level 2 rather, which is why they turned into the purple monster, hitting the bush, getting the question mark, and now they're going to be doing the secret level. But so to start off with some lovely fun facts of the day. So Zombies Ate My Neighbors was a LucasArts game, for those that may or may not know. But it was published by Konami, which is why it says LucasArts, and then during the intro, you'll see the Konami thing pop up. And it is not a one-player game, as you're seeing now. The person is playing one player, but you can play 2 players. And what I absolutely loved about this game, I guess I'll start off with my own scenarios of what I had growing up with it and stuff like that, and then Devin, I'll let you talk about some stuff with you as well, little scenarios and whatnot, and what you liked about it and where you can remember. Because I know, if it's been a long time,
yeah.
it's, there's gonna be things you might not remember. And then the good thing is because it's happened to me, there's been stuff I forget, but as I play a game, something sparks up in my head, and I'm like, holy shit, like now I remember blah 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 blah. So for me, the first time I played this game, I was, I want to say 7 or 8 years old.
I was probably around the same age, even though we're younger, or I'm younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was around that same age when I first started playing this.
So a neighbor of mine, no pun intended because the zombies ate my neighbors, but a neighbor nonetheless, and welcome Artsy to the podcast in the chat there. Glad you were able to take some time out to come hang out with us today. I went over to his house, and actually, I should retract that. Before I played it, I remember seeing the commercial, which now as I'm saying it out loud, that was something I was wanting to have pulled up for you guys, and now I'm failing as a podcast host. But I wanted to share with you guys the commercial for Zombies Ate My Neighbors, and as simple as it might have been to some people, it was pretty cool, a pretty cool take. And how they presented it was like, like a 50s style thing. Like it's like some kid, if I recall correctly, he opens up the door and there's like zombies or whatever, and then like they're going back and forth from the scenario and showing you gameplay footage and stuff like that. And I just thought it was pretty cool, and it enticed me, and I wanted to play the game because I thought it looked cool. I had no idea what to expect, but I was like, you know what, this looks like my cup of tea from a gamer standpoint, because remember, I was a little kid and this was brand new, so you can't compare it to all the shit that we have now. It's all with, you know, Sonic, Mega Man, friggin' Mario. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what else was like bigger at times, like certain shoot 'em ups, like
Metal Gear Solid.
No. Shoot 'em ups would be like the spaceship type games. So like,
like Galaga.
Galaga's like that's like one of the original.
Contra.
But Contra would be considered a run and gun.
Okay.
So just try to help you out on the old genre train there. But yeah, that'd be run and gun. But you had games like Contra.
I'm an idiot.
But you know, Ninja Gaiden, that was another, like, you know, certain stuff like that, and other platformers. So Smash TV, I believe, came out around the same time, or maybe a little bit before this, but it had that overhead style, which I personally enjoyed quite a bit. But my neighbor, I didn't really hang out with too often, this particular kid, but they asked me if I wanted to come over and play some games, and I was like, sure, why not? So I came over and they had Zombies Ate My Neighbors on the Genesis, and what you're watching now is the SNES version. The Genesis version, on the far right of the screen, it would actually be blacked out and had your map and your items and stuff like that, whereas on the SNES version, as you can see, you got your life and your items up in the top left corner, and then you could hit the R button, I believe, and I think that was the one that would toggle the map, and it would pop up on the screen for you to see. And yeah, so I played it, and I remember the music tripped me out as a kid, because I mean, I don't know why, but it just
I love
did.
the soundtrack,
But I love it. That's the thing. It's like, but it
it's
was
amazing.
good. For a 16-bit game, it's fantastic. And so when I played it, I was completely hooked. And ironically enough, as much as I end up loving zombies as a kid, believe it or not, those zombies freaked me out as a kid. Like, I was straight scared. I was like, ah. So like when they started coming at you all fast, it freaked me out as a kid. Same thing with basically the Jason Voorhees guys in the levels with the chainsaws, the guys with the chainsaws. They freak me the hell out too.
Chainsaw Maniacs.
Yeah, and of course, as we go through this, the levels that start introducing the little dolls that were supposed to be like Chucky, then they go woo ha ha ha, and they just fucking, you know, throw the axe at you and stuff, and like those guys, they just freaked me out, as far as they just had me freaked out because they kept popping up and they just wouldn't stop, and then they just you know, freaking me out. But yeah, that was my first experience with it, and I wanted to get it so bad for the Genesis, but I wasn't able to get it because, you know, my parents didn't really have a whole lot of money. So if I didn't get it for my birthday, I just never got a game, because I got like $20 for my birthday every year from my parents, and that's what I got to try to buy a game if I could find one for the Genesis that was on sale or something like that. But overall, that was my first initial childhood experience. And then after that, I just kind of, once I started figuring out emulation, played it when I was in high school. I beat it using save states, but I don't think I ever did beat it organically without using save states. So whenever I do that, whether it's on stream or not, that'll be my first time ever doing that. So I guess now it's just, I will just say I just love the overall vibes of the game in hindsight, and I can see why it got more, I guess, appreciation as time went on, because it really wasn't a game that people like talked about too much when I was growing up. But as time went on and the retro collecting scene started happening more, this was one of those games that got talked about more, and people were wanting for their collections or heralding it as such a great game for the times and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I mean, this is one of those ones I felt like had a shitload of replayability, and I could play this one over and over again, and I'm totally good with it. So, went on long enough, Mr. Devon, what were your initial thoughts of the game and what?
When I was a child,
Yeah.
it scared me. I was terrified of it. We had it on Super Nintendo, like you were talking about Super Nintendo's version, and so I never realized the differences between that and Sega. So I started playing it when I was really young too. This was like one of the first games that I started playing aside from like Super Mario World, and I just always loved it. I don't even think I really progressed in the game. I just was playing it as a kid. You know, remember that, like being a kid and not really understanding how levels worked, and I was just kind of just doing it.
Yeah.
I was just playing the game, didn't care about the secrets or anything like that.
Yep.
And then by the time I got older, the Xbox had come out and I had moved on game-wise, and it wasn't until like later on where, you know, you buy a plug-and-play retro console that has a bunch of games loaded on it, and this was on it, and that's the reason why I bought it, is because I was like, I want to play that again.
Yeah.
And I believe it's the Sega version, though.
What, that's on the...
That's on the Legends console.
Okay.
I don't think it's the Super Nintendo version.
Is it, so it doesn't look like this? Like if you looked at the...
I don't think so.
Okay, because I said the Genesis version, it would be like where you got the black right there.
Mhm.
It's like a little bit thicker than that. And then you'd have your map was automatically on all the time right
Yeah.
there. And then your life and your weapons would be above that.
Yeah, because I remember on the Super Nintendo version having to pull the map up.
Yeah. Yep, you'd toggle it.
Right. So yeah, I mean, that's just that's it for me. Like, I always thought that the victims were hilarious. Like, what's up with the safari guy? Why is there a safari guy?
Because he's supposed to be like an explorer, you know? Because like that's why like when they go...
He's exploring your backyard.
Well, I mean, not the backyard, but I mean, as far as for theme-wise, I mean, it's because, like, when you go to the pyramid levels and stuff like that, like, he's the archaeologist guy,
Yeah.
right? As random as it is, like, in the backyard, it doesn't make sense. To the pyramid levels and the castle levels,
Yeah.
okay. Then same thing, you got, like, the tourists right there, and, you
Yeah,
know,
they should be in Egypt.
yeah, like, they should be, and they are. They're in the one pyramid level, they're in there.
Do you think that's a reference to Beast?
I don't know.
Or what do you think that... Because everything's a reference to something.
The only thing I could... I was gonna say I thought maybe like because turning into a werewolf, but I mean, no, you're not a werewolf, but just transforming into something. I was trying to...
Maybe it's a nod towards, because he drinks something.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a nod towards Dr.
The Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
That's a possibility. I can see that. And then yeah, they did so many things that if you really break it down, they did do a lot of references. And the weapons, I mean, and when you read up on it, which we'll get to in a moment, but the weapons all came from certain ways of killing certain enemies. Like the silverware kills werewolves with one hit because it's silver, right? And then the squirt gun, at first glance, everyone's like, it's water. How's that killing it? It's supposed to be holy water.
Holy
so
water,
when you're
yeah.
squirting like the zombies and stuff, that's why they died with one hit and stuff like that. But yeah, so going into it, it came out in 1993. And as it says, like on here, with like, which it's so crazy how this happens to be the case with a lot of games. And one, I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole too much, but Legend of Dragoon was one of these games that says, while not a great commercial success,
Nope.
the game was well received for its graphical style, humor, and deep gameplay. It spawned a sequel, Ghoul Patrol, which I'll be honest, I wasn't really much of a fan of. Released in 1994. Both games were re-released as part of Lucasfilm classic games, Zombies Ate My Neighbors and Ghoul Patrol for the Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and Microsoft Windows by Disney Interactive in June 2021. So...
Oh, sweet.
It was one of those things. Like I said, it's one of those games. The people that did play it liked it, but it just wasn't technically a commercial success because it didn't sell well. But it was a great game that just got overlooked. And again, we're talking 1993. So if you look at the library of games that came out, even just like that came out between even 91 and 93, you're talking hundreds of games came out. And
What's this a reference to? Is this a reference to Scanners? Or Cocoon? Maybe.
I know. Obviously, it's a sci-fi reference, but I just don't know off the top of my head. So, going on. So it says the mad scientist Dr. Tongue has created a wide variety of monsters within the bowels of his castle and has unleashed them on nearby suburban areas, terrorizing its inhabitants. Two teenage friends, Zeke and Julie, having witnessed the attack of said monsters, arm themselves with a great deal of unconventional weaponry and items to combat them and save their neighbors from certain death. Ultimately, they will come face to face with Dr. Tongue himself and defeat him to put an end to his plans. Then it goes on to say the players can choose between Zeke and Julie or play both in two-player mode. They navigate suburban neighborhoods, shopping malls, pyramids, haunted castles, and other areas, destroying a variety of horror movie monsters, including vampires, werewolves, huge demonic babies, spiders, squid men, evil dolls, aliens, UFOs, giant ants, blobs, giant worms, mummies, chainsaw-wielding maniacs, quote, pod people, aggressive alien clones of the players, and the game's namesake, zombies. In each of the 48 stages, which includes 7 optional bonus levels, the players must rescue numerous types of neighbors, including barbecue chefs, teachers, babies, tourists, archaeologists, soldiers, dogs, and cheerleaders. Once all neighbors on a level have been killed by zombies or saved by the players touching them, a door opens that will take the player on to the next stage. Okay, just trying to skim through real quick. All right, there are various items that the players can pick up along the way. These include keys that open doors, health packs that restore health, and potions with various effects, such as increasing speed or temporarily transforming the player into a powerful monster. There are other things as well, but players can also collect various types of weapons, such as the Uzi water gun, bazooka, weed whacker, explosive soda cans, ice pops, tomatoes, silverware, dishes, ancient crucifix, the flamethrower, which is only on the SNES version, the fire extinguishers, and the Martian bubble guns, each with their own effectiveness against certain types of enemies. So, carrying on. Development just says it was originally developed by LucasArts and it was published by Konami, company already known for platformers in 1993. Music for the game was composed by Joseph Joe McDermott. The game was developed on the Super Nintendo before it was ported to the Sega Genesis about halfway through, which I'm wondering if that's why the Genesis kind of has the version it does, as far as like not being able to toggle the map and stuff like that, having stuff just already there for you on the right side of the screen. Then the ZAM engine would later be used for Ghoul Patrol, Metal Warriors, and Big Sky Trooper. The developer wanted to include a battery save in the game, but was unable to as they could not afford it, which is crazy to me. Like, because a game like this, for how long it is, I hate the fact that it's password oriented. But, you know, some games had passwords back then and some games had the batteries. The monsters in the game are based on classic horror films released in the 1950s and more modern films like Friday the 13th and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Weapon effectiveness is also based on these depictions. Werewolves die in one hit if attacked with silverware, and vampires die faster if attacked with the crucifix. In the SNES version of the game, there's a flamethrower which is not included in the Sega Mega Drive version. North American release was released with a variant cover art in limited quantities, which I honestly would love to have that. But I'm not going to pay an insane amount of money for it because I'm sure it's hundreds of dollars.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So then upon its release, the game was subject to some censorship. This game was released before the ESRB existed, and before then, Nintendo did not want violence in their video games, which is something that I've touched on in the past about certain games. Like Nintendo, if you look at certain games, they kind of nerfed certain violent things and didn't like to depict blood and stuff like that. So if there was any sort of violence, they kind of strayed away from certain things, or they wouldn't allow you to use certain weapons in a certain way. Like, they were really weird on stuff back then. So Nintendo of America ordered all depictions of blood and gore to be removed or changed to purple ooze. So like when you die in the SNES version, when the blood drips down on the screen, it's actually purple, whereas on the Genesis version, it's red. Isn't that crazy? Just something as simple as color.
Yeah.
It's just nutty.
They do that all over the place.
Yeah. So censorship committees in several European nations, the UK, Ireland, Italy, France, Spain, Austria, Portugal, Finland, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, and Germany censored it further by having the game renamed to Zombies and ordered other changes, including the replacement of the chainsaw-wielding enemies with lumberjacks wielding axes, which doesn't matter. Let's be honest. If they're chasing you to kill you with a weapon, does it really matter at that point if it's an axe or a chainsaw?
I don't know. Maybe they were just trying to get away from that, that character.
The trope of
of the hockey mask and the.
I guess. It's just, I don't know. Like, that's just, to me, it's like, what? Just who cares?
I mean, maybe they were worried about copyright infringement. Like, it's just too much.
Who knows?
It's too close. Because the dolls look nothing like Chucky.
Right.
They look like Robin. That's why does he have like the little eye mask?
That's probably
it's
like
so
the
weird
thing just to try to change it up a little bit. So then it goes on to just talk about how it had re-releases. Like 2009, it got a port on the Wii, and then in 2021, it came out for the Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and Windows with a port developed by Dotemu. Is that how you pronounce that?
Where's that at?
Dotemu. Dotemu.
I would guess it's .emo.
Okay.
For like dot emulator.
Yeah. Okay.
.emu.
That's what I'm like. What? So and then it says co-published by Disney Interactive and Lucasfilms. Well, Lucasfilm Games, that is.
Dotemu? Maybe it's Dotemu.
You never know.
Like Temu?
You'd never know. So going back to the reception that the game had, it says, although not an immediate success, Zombies Ate My Neighbors became a cult classic years after its release. Upon its release, it got above average praise, earning an 84.5 on GameRankings.com. Reviewers of the game often cited its humor, two-player mode, graphics, and music as some of its best aspects, which, again, yes, I will say the sounds and the music for a game of its time, like this, it's crazy because when, again, looking at its surrounding cast of games, they just, my God, they hit this one out of the park. And the fact that in my opinion, it getting only an 84.5, not saying that's a bad score or whatever, I just feel like it should have been more for when you're comparing it to everything else that was out at that time. But you also have to be a fan, I guess, of games like this.
It was probably more driven towards the kids that were reading horror comics because they would understand, like, oh, the silverware to kill a werewolf.
Yeah.
They would understand those tropes because it's in those comics. So it was probably like, it's a very niche group of kids.
Yeah, and that's the thing too for me, like what drew me into this.
Especially on systems that are like really like Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like you have Mario and stuff. There's nothing scary on Nintendo like that.
No, there wasn't.
Not at the time, at least.
Well, there was a game, but this was a Japanese thing. Zombie Nation was a game that had it was literally a head of like this undead entity that you had to like try to kill stuff, and it was I believe the way it was set up, it was like you were the anti-hero basically.
Yeah.
Or villain. But they didn't have many like in the States. Like I would have never known about that Zombie Nation game had I not done emulation, because again, that was I think I'm almost positive that was just a Japanese only port, because there was
physically never would have seen it.
No, I'd never even heard of the game until
they're not putting that in Nintendo Power.
No, they weren't. And if they did, then again, that's beyond me. But I'm not gonna act like I was a Nintendo Power whore or anything like that back in the day. I knew kids that got them, but that wasn't anything I recalled playing. But most of the games, they didn't try to really scare you. Yes, there was Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, but they also tried to nerf those games to a degree to try to make them as bad as it sounds. Even though it's a horror-based game, they tried to make it more child-friendly, because it's Nintendo. So it was like, it's one of those things. But there wasn't many games that were of the horror genre at the time. So this one, I felt, again, for myself, at that point in time, I was just starting to get into the horror franchise because I was starting to see, because, during Halloween season, it's how typically I feel like it starts for a lot of kids that don't know about the horror genre of movies. Like on USA, they'd always have the monster movies or the Halloween whatever freaking movie-thons, back, and so you'd be seeing always the classics, the Friday the 13th films.
Fox did that a lot.
Yep. The Nightmare on Elm Street movies, Halloween, and then just they would have some obscure stuff as well. And there used to be a show called Hitchhiker that was like, each episode was like a scary movie type scenario.
Yeah, it was like a Spike. It was like either Spike TV or FX or whoever would do Tales from the Crypt all the time.
HBO. Yep. So, and then that came.
Well, who did it on cable though? Because I remember watching them on cable.
Well, there was Tales from the Dark Side was on cable, but Tales from the Crypt was on HBO. But I believe at some point in time, once the series was either not, I don't want to say it was quite done, but or close to being done, they started like having episodes of it on certain channels.
I'd imagine like Spike and FX.
Probably, and they probably censored it to a degree because you had to, because there were some episodes that showed tits and stuff like that. So
yeah, you're right.
So but yeah, I mean, so for me at that point in time when this game came out, getting into horror on top of it, I was like, oh, this is like, right up my alley type thing. So that's what drew me in even more on it. But I just felt, again, this is my bias.
I'm shocked Nintendo allowed those red blobs to be red.
I know.
It's like a blood clot.
Yeah, so but they probably didn't think about that. They're just probably thinking, oh, it's just a red blob. It's okay. It just looks like silly putty or something. A blob. That's probably what they thought. But
let's go, indeed.
Exactly. Let's go, Artsy. Okay, so going on, it says Mike Seibler. Is that how you pronounce that? Siebler?
I'd go Siebler.
Yeah. Of Sega16.com said the variety of weapons shows off the game's tongue-in-cheek nature by giving you weapons and items like silverware dishes, soda can grenades, weed whacker, keys, bazookas, as well as health packs. The Armchair Empire similarly praised the variety and strategy that the weapon system incorporated. They also made a note of, quote, little details that made it so cool to play. Exactly, and that's how it was for me. Saying, quote, if you come across a door which you don't have a key for, you can blow it open with the bazooka. Or if you're the purple monster, you can just punch through.
Yeah.
Yep. And critics agreed that the co-op mode is highly recommended. I've played co-op. Were you ever able to play co-op?
Yeah, I probably played it once or twice with my brother and sister.
So for me, I found it to be more of a pain in the ass because obviously if you're going in two different directions, now the screen freezes because you have to follow each other to get through the level. So for me, I found it to be a complete pain in the ass, but Yeah,
but if you got somebody that's on, they understand that part of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, we got to stick together. Let's move around, communicate. Let's move here. Let's go here.
Yeah.
You got to do that.
So you would have
to. It is 100% cooperation.
Yes, you'd have to communicate, yes. So then carrying on, the game's colorful and detailed graphics have been praised as well as its soundtrack, which Siebler called...
I love the graphics. Graphics are amazing.
It is really good for 16-bit. A homage to the spooky, over-the-top music found in old scary flicks, which, yes, that's what I liked. It had that, I don't want to say corny, but it's just that sound, you know what I mean? It sounds like it would be from a scary movie from yesteryears, but it was good. It was a good theme and a good vibe. I loved it. He went on to mention the sound effects are equally impressive. Corby Dillard of NintendoLife.com said the graphics do not, quote, exactly set new 16-bit standards, but they still managed to look sharp, and the creative use of the darker color scheme used throughout the game really makes the creepy visuals come to life on screen. He ended his review by affectionately calling the game, quote, a second-rate horror movie version of Contra. And Power Unlimited praised the game, calling it a fantastically wacky game, praised the two-player mode, and found the SNES version has better graphics than the Mega Drive counterpart, which it is a little bit smoother and has better sound. They also reviewed Mega Drive version and found the game to be almost as good as SNES version, except for the controls being more difficult and graphics not as good. Now, this was something that I talked to you briefly about at work when I said this is from my own personal aspect from playing both versions and playing both of them recently. I personally felt the SNES port was easier than the Genesis / Mega Drive. And if people wonder why I'm saying Genesis / Mega Drive, is because Genesis was the American version of the Sega console, where Mega Drive was the PAL version or European version.
Right.
So just so that way people aren't going, why the hell does he keep saying Mega Drive and Genesis? There's technically two different things, even though they're the same thing. But yeah, I felt that freaking thing. I hated that thing as a kid. I really did. I hated it so much. But yeah, I felt it was harder on the Genesis, and it wasn't because of the controls. I just literally felt the game itself when I went and because I was going through on the Retro Achievements site and was going, all right, what games do I got to play, right, to try to get some achievements on? And I've, remembered, oh yeah, I didn't even play Zombies Ate My Neighbors yet. So I started off on the SNES port, and like I said, I came close, not quite, but I came close to beating it, and I got to like the low 40s. But on the Genesis, I tried it, I think 2 or 3 times now, and I've only gotten to the mid 30s. And when I was playing, I've noticed I felt like, and it could be all placebo, I have no idea, but to me, it felt like the enemies were more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Yeah.
On the Genesis port versus the SNES port. But that's me. And if that is the case, my thought behind that is that, for those that may not know, the Genesis was targeted more towards the arcade crowd back in the day that wanted more of a challenge when it came to video games, versus the NES and the SNES was targeted towards kids. So I feel like maybe, again, it could be all placebo effect, or I could be possibly right about this, that maybe they nerfed the game a little bit for the SNES because of it being targeted more towards kids, and then maybe the Genesis version was a tad harder because of the audience being more wanting that challenge, that arcade feel, and stuff like that. Or, again, maybe there is no difference and I'm just an idiot and I'm overthinking it. But
maybe there's something to have to do with like processing power as well.
It's possible.
Was the Super Nintendo just better at processing at the time? And it would just make the game run smoother, and it would make you feel like, oh, I have better control.
It's a possibility. I mean, it is. It's a possibility, because they are essentially two different consoles, whether people want to admit it or not. They all, they had their pros and cons, and their
they might both be cartridge consoles, but it's
two different things. Right. So that's just something to consider. So if any of you guys are out there and you're wanting to dabble in either port, please let me know if you've noticed any differences, or I'm just an idiot and I'm overthinking the most simplistic of things. So, carrying on, some accolades here. It just says Mega ranked game 42 on their top 50 Mega Drive games in 94. IGN ranks it 48th best Super Nintendo game. They called the game incredibly fun and funny. In 2018, Complex listed the game 48th on its best Super Nintendo games list. They felt the game was amazing, and the only criticism they had was the levels got a little repetitive, which, to be fair, I mean,
that's a lot of old games.
But yeah, exactly. Like, that's like saying Mario's repetitive.
Yeah, no shit.
It's the same, you know what I mean? Like, you could say
you're doing the same thing over and over again.
Thing. So, I mean, to say that, to me, is kind of like a nonsensical remark, because Sonic, It's a platformer.
Yep.
Side-scrolling platformer. You're jumping on robot heads. The scenery might be different, but the object's the same. Jump on enemies, jump on Dr. Robotnik.
This is the same problem that AAA games today have.
It's
so people complaining about it back in '93, and being like, "This game's too repetitive." Yeah, so it still is in 24.
Yeah,
it's still repetitive. Like even if you go and play Cyberpunk 2077,
but again,
it's like it's very repetitive.
It's supposed to have it doesn't matter to me if it is repetitive, so long as the formula's good. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to make a game that, there might be some repetitive nuances to it, but at the end of the day, you're gonna enjoy the scheme that's being presented. It's not but
it's just better when a developer works hard at making it not seem repetitive when it really is.
Yeah.
Because like if you play a game over and over again, you play through it 3 times, you go, "Oh wow, this is kind of like the same stuff over and over again."
Yeah.
You start to see where, like, when a game is new, like Red Dead Redemption 2, and the world was so amazing, you're like, "Oh my god, this is amazing." And then after a couple of years, you go, "Oh, they just copy and pasted this.
Yeah.
This is the same thing over and over again." Like, the repetitiveness is always going to be there.
Yeah. And it's just, I don't know.
So that's a weird thing to, like,
that's what I'm saying.
Hit the game for, being like, "You're too repetitive."
It's like, that's why I say, like, it's almost like, what do you want? You want every level to be a different game? Basically, is like how I hear it. It's
pretty
like,
much.
You want it to be a different game every single level, which is
like,
nonsensical.
Like, the basis of this game is you need to save the victims.
Yeah.
The only thing that changes is the enemies. It just gets harder.
And the thing is, exactly, but that's how it should be. Like, I mean, my favorite game in the entire world is a simple thing, which is Streets of Rage 2. You walk around, you beat the shit out of people until the game's over. But guess what? I love it.
Yep.
And that's all that matters. If you love the formula, you love it. And there's different nuances about stuff that you should be loving along the way that make which people just keep forgetting about, is that gaming in general is supposed to be about an experience. And people are so just, I guess, forgetful about this.
So this came out after Mars Attacks?
Before
Mars Attacks?
Before Mars Attacks. But there was like a Martian movie back in the 50s or 60s.
Where they had like brains.
I think they had, well, I don't know per se if that was the case or if it was just like Martian people invading or whatever. But because they did do some space.
That is so close.
Yeah, because Mars Attacks came out, I believe, in 95 or 96.
Like the big eyes.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
It's like their head is big and it's a brain. Though that's exactly what those guys look like. I love Mars Attacks.
So do I.
It's such a great movie.
I'm almost positive it's 96. 96. Yep.
Wow.
So this game came out 3 years before that, which mind you, if Mars Attacks came out in 96, it was probably filmed between like late 94 going into 95.
Wow.
Because they used to pump movies out like within like a year back then. It didn't take like 3 years like how shit does now for a lot of movies. Like, it took us 3.5 years to make this film. But so going on, says for the Legacy, it says in 97, LucasArts released a game for the PlayStation and Sega Saturn titled Herc's Adventures, which I've played on the channel, and I love that game because it's similar as far as like the overhead stuff. So it says, which uses the same basic gameplay format and mechanics as Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Programmer Chris Long cited Zombies Ate My Neighbors as a major influence on his 1997 game Swagman, which I've never even heard of, so that's one that I'm gonna have to take a look at a later date.
I'm gonna guess that's not on the top 50 greatest
Probably not.
Nintendo games of all time.
Right, it probably is not. Then it says Day of the Tentacle, another game developed by LucasArts, is referenced in Zombies Ate My Neighbors through the secret level, which is what you've seen at the beginning there when you've seen those tentacle guys. Yeah. So this is comparisons to the game Dead Rising, released for the 360 in 06.
Ooh.
God, that was a great game.
I love that game.
Have been drawn. Lucas Thomas of IGN saying Zombies Ate My Neighbors is basically a comical 16-bit template for the new 360 release Dead Rising. And like that game, the one arm with this one arm you with a pretty bizarre arsenal. Weed whackers, explosive soda cans, and flying silverware all make an appearance to help you or you and a friend put a hurt on these living dead.
That is exactly the type of game you want a zombie game to be as a sandbox game.
Yeah.
Because you just want hordes and you just want to mess them up.
Yeah.
So if you like, I think in that's where he like ties two chainsaws to like a hockey stick.
Yeah.
And just swings
Starts
it around
going
like
nuts.
a baton.
Yeah.
It's like perfect. That's like awesome.
Yep. Exactly. Okay, so then going into sequels and spin-offs, the sequel entitled Ghoul Patrol was released in 94, but was not well received as its predecessor, which is not surprising because it's not the worst in the world, but if you played it, you would see like instantly why it's just not good. Originally, Ghoul Patrol was not intended to be released as a sequel to Zombies Ate My Neighbors, but was reworked as such to increase sales. As of 2011, a film based on the game was in development. The film was being penned and produced by screenwriter and director John Darko, known for his work on James Wan's Insidious.
That would have been insane.
Dude, I would love to see this as a movie. They could do so many good things with it. And they wouldn't even have to make it R-rated either to make it good. They could make it PG-13.
Do you set it in the 80s so that these kids are like comic nerds and they know kind of like...
It would have to be like around this time, like late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah,
so
it would have to be the
same.
same as like Monster Squad.
Yeah.
Where it's like they knew all the shit.
Mm-hmm. It'd have to be.
Wolfman's got nads.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you think Wolfman's got nads?
Mm.
And then finally he gets it. Wolfman's got nads. Love it.
At the time of the report, the film was in the process of securing rights from LucasArts and obtaining a director as well as financing. An unofficial sequel, Demons Ate My Neighbors, has been in development by Tuned Out Games since 2020. And I seen on their Facebook page, they posted up as of February 23 of this year that they're still in development of the game, trying to work on it. So, and it doesn't look like somebody commented, just said, when will the game be released? And
I think they're talking about Gods of Rift.
Talking about what?
Yeah, so if you go to the second paragraph of that head, it says, "Get way to they're launching a game called God of Rifts,
so
Battle of the Metalverse."
I'm wondering if this is going to be one of those things where, fun factoid of the day, if you guys didn't know this, Mega Man 2 rather was actually a side project for the developers at Capcom. They made that while making Street Fighter.
Oh, cool.
So, because Nintendo or Capcom rather didn't really want them to make another Mega Man,
right,
but they wanted to, and so they made Mega Man 2 as the side project in between.
And then they proceeded to make 30 more.
Exactly, because it did so well. So
Mega Man X Until I Die, dude. That's the best one to me.
It is so good. It really is. So this game, I'm wondering if that's kind of like their thing. They're working on Demons Ate My Neighbors as like a side project type thing. But from just the screenshot that they got, I mean, it looks pretty solid. I mean, I like the animations because you got your life bar down there, and it looks like you're getting money for certain stuff. There's your keys. Not sure what this is. I'm sure they would tell you.
This looks definitely like the artwork and everything is more geared towards like, what was that, Zombies versus Plants or Plants versus Zombies?
Yeah, I love that game too. So good. I love that.
Very smooth, cartoony.
Yeah, like it's pixelated, but not like super boxy.
Yeah, the
like
cover art,
the fine point boxy.
Yeah, their little header up there kind of reminds me of like Steven Universe style art.
Yeah,
or whatever they call that. I don't know what they call that style. Very minimalist cartoon.
So what we're going to do is get you set up to play some Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Waha.
I think this should be fine. Yep. All right, so let's see it.
Already got an achievement. No passwords. All right. Oh, get him!
Why won't you just get him?
Just pick it up. Come here, baby. these weird people. Pick up some more squirt.
Squirt. Which is something it's a funny word, especially to today's standards. Like, it made me think.
It was a soft drink.
Yeah.
It is. No, it is a soft drink.
It is
Squirt.
Yeah.
Need a nice squirt in my mouth.
So, there's these little, there were these toy balls. I had to clarify, toy balls that were in the shape of Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees back in the day. And the selling point on these things is it said something like up to 100 feet, like 100 feet of squirt or something, like the way it said it. But the way it was verbed, I'm like, squirt. I'm like, I was like, I posted it up on X, formerly known as Twitter, which people are still gonna call it Twitter. But
forever.
Yeah. I just made a comment about it. This was a while ago, saying like, if somebody was squirting at 100 feet, that's a lot. And possibly a cause for concern.
And we know this is documented. This has to be documented.
What's
the further squirt.
Oh, I'm sure. Somebody's got to be out there going.
Somebody lined.
I want to be in the Guinness Book of World Records for having the longest squirt. Oh God! Right. If I go today, I want to be known as the person who can squirt the furthest.
I don't remember where my door was.
I don't, and that's one thing I don't know if that actually comes up on the radar or not.
Apparently not.
But the good thing is that the door, or the level rather, is not very big, so you'll be able to find it.
Hey,
go to your right there. You got a key. There you go.
The key to the city.
And this game is very. Not saying it's not clunky to today's standards.
Ah, damn it!
But
Get away from me.
It feels very clunky when you haven't played it, or if you are new to the game. It feels extra clunky, like to me, because again, with games you figure it out, like how to make things respond the way you want them to.
Are the zombies just endless?
Yes, they just keep
Jesus.
coming. Yep.
Who decided?
Exactly.
There it is. Oh Lord.
Over by the pool.
Okay.
There you go. Oh God.
The music is so weird. It's like all that stuff.
Oh yeah, the randomness, dude. The randomness is so good.
Gotta save the hot girl next door.
You got to.
And the fat guy in the pool. Is that guy even like able to be killed?
Is he able to be killed? No, he's not. That's
what
why
about
I usually,
Swamp Thing?
I was gonna say I take
which I noticed wasn't listed. Except they call him a squid man.
That's the green guys because it's supposed to be the creature from the Black Lagoon. That's right. That's what those are the reference to. But I'm trying to think. There's like.
Oh, you little. Get away from me. I'm just gonna run past you at this point because I know if I stand and fight, I'm gonna die.
No, just to go over again. Shit. If you want to toggle the map, I believe it's the R button.
Yeah.
It's so much better being on there personally than them shrinking the game and having the whole right side of the screen be the damn weapons and health and.
Well, if they redid the game today to release, if they did it correctly and released it on newer consoles, you would be able to get that and like set it off to the side because of widescreens.
Yeah, that's true.
So they would just have to redo it a little bit.
Now, there was something else that I wanted to note that I seen somebody did on YouTube, and I'm assuming obviously it was something that somebody did. It's their own thing, but they redid this game but in first person, and dude, it looked really fucking sweet.
That would be cool for VR.
I mean, it was pretty freaking sweet. I'm not gonna lie.
Fat really guy in a little coat.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Well, you know what? Got some stuff over here.
Yeah, because the way it looked, the pixelatedness, and like it kept it, everything looked the same except for they kind of made like their hands and stuff a little more cleaned up. excuse me, but it looked really good. Like I would love to play it like that. That's something I probably, again, should have showed you guys.
This music's awesome.
Oh, I love it.
Like, such a great time.
Dude, I'm telling you, it hits all the feels for me. That's why I love. Sometimes that's why I love playing some of these old games. I'm not. I know some people that might be watching go, "You old fuck," but I know I'm not a kid anymore. I know I'm not in my 20s. I'm closer to 40 than I am 30 at this point. I'll be 38 in August. But that aside, I feel like I've gotten to that point in my life, like I get why some of these older guys, I don't want to say I don't want to say I cling onto the past, but I can see how certain stuff can kind of just make you feel good. And I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that. And there's a difference between liking stuff and it just makes you feel good versus wanting to just live. Like, you know what I mean? Because how, you know, some older guys are like, they just will not let go of the past type thing,
right,
versus just having an appreciation for the past.
Right. No, I love the past.
Yeah. And I know you love the 50s.
I love it.
Yeah, we already know the finger dance.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
The music, the style, everybody dressed nice. Weren't a bunch of hooligans.
Yeah, we have become a bunch of hooligans. That's putting it mildly, but we'll say that. We are hooligans.
We are. We're just crazy now. Spoon-fed.
Yeah, here we go. We got fucking...
Always forget that when I switch weapons.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I will say, again, this is 93. But people, including myself, will complain about the weapon selecting system. Because you have to toggle through everything. And if you make one accidental bump over, you got to do it all over again. And it's a pain in the ass.
All right. It is. Because it's like sometimes you don't want to cycle through them, but then you got to remember
where everything,
the order.
At. Yep. And it is a pain in the ass.
Let's see here. Where's my next? How about this? Huh? You like that? How do I... There it is. How do I use my second item?
I believe it is...
There it is, triangle. I got it.
Oh, so you're a zombie now. He just walks around.
Aw, I didn't know that's what that was.
And you can't control it. It's just, yeah. So he's...
Well, I got a little break here.
Yeah. He'll be wandering back and forth. There he goes. Into the freezer you go. He's trying to find somebody to kill you. Whoops. Into walls I go. So there's other things that it didn't tell. You could be a ghost, which I have yet to figure out what use that could be. Other than just you can't get hit. But you can't save anybody while you're a ghost.
So you can walk through walls?
No, can't walk through
walls.
No.
That's what makes the most sense.
It does, but you can't. And
squirt gun.
The other thing that it can do, that potion with the question mark, it can give you full life, or it can turn you into the monster that you would get by drinking the red potion. But you never know. That's the whole thing. That's one of the things that I liked about this game, is that although there's a formula for the game, that's one thing that it's always random. You can't bank on it giving you something that you want or need. Now, if you want to, Devon, there are those items up there. You can blow open the glass with the bazooka and get the health and the clowns.
Get away from me.
Why won't you die?
Go up the thing. Gosh.
They're
This
just
could be.
coming-
This would be so good to like clean up if they just took it and cleaned it up and made everything like smoother.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's not the direction.
There you go.
I like how it blows you back. How do I use that?
See, and that's what gets me when I'm going to use the health, because I like to be stingy and wait till I'm down to my last like couple before I use
Yeah.
it. But it's burnt me before when I forgot where I was at and I was like, in focus mode, and I got hit thinking I had like 1 or 2 more hits and I really only had 1 hit and I die. Oh, it's so fucking infuriating. Oh, I get so mad. So bad.
Chainsaw.
Hedge maze mayhem. Oh yeah. So everybody in the chat's rather quiet still. I haven't had a comment since Artsy.
Must be a reference to Bozo the Clown.
Probably.
Oh my gosh. Get away from me, Chainsaw Man. Lucky I can't shoot you through the...
See, and that's where these guys is where, well, when you're trying to strategize anyways, like strategy is to limit, you use the clowns, but just kind of limit how much you use, just that way you can kind of get away from the guys if you're not trying to kill them. And to me, the tomatoes, I call them tomatoes. I don't know if that's what they are or not, but the tomatoes I feel are worthless, and the
popsicles.
But the popsicles,
Does anything kill these guys?
Yeah, you can kill them with the bazooka, but I would not use all of your bazooka because there's a point where you're going to need to use it to get to the last guy.
How about no?
Yeah. And he just keeps coming. And then there's another. Oh, God, no.
All right.
Like, you can kill him with anything except for the fire extinguisher. It just freezes him. But
Right. That guy just walked right past me.
Run! There it is.
This is a hard level.
I'm not gonna say it's easy. It's only because I've played it a bajillion times.
Right. That's not fair.
It's not fair. That's why I'm letting you play it and I'm not playing. And not to mention, I'm sure those that are hanging in there with us right now are more than likely people that have already watched me play it, and I'm sure they don't want to see me play it right now because they know, like, dude, you've already played this enough. Enough with the games. Oh, it's probably in the hidden go back down. Oh, well, yeah. I'll say it's probably because, like, they got the little hidden doors things in there and whatnots.
Okay.
These guys are just relentless.
Yeah. You said the Super Nintendo version was easier.
I mean, it is, I think.
I'm just bad.
You gotta just, you just gotta play it more, man. That's all. Nothing wrong with that. But if you go over there, blow over one of those hedges, blow it up with a bazooka, and there should be more bazooka rounds.
Oh, fuck.
There's more bazooka rounds all the way to the left.
All right,
And then you
sweet.
check that. There you go. Okay, now you're good.
I'm gonna have to blow up a hedge just to get to that baby. Because I don't know how you secretly get to it. Stay.
He's just like, no, I ain't staying. I'm coming. And there's going to be another one that's going to blow through the hedge up to the top right. Surprised he's not there yet. Or maybe you have to kill one of them for him to spawn in. But these guys are going nuts.
They're really trying, man. This is not fair.
Fuck you.
They're just chasing me down.
Stupid.
Get my bazooka.
Renewal by Anderson. We got professionals. Yeah, whatever. It's only taken a year to get this friggin' door situation taken care of. Literally a year. got that door put on at this time last year.
Yeah.
And somebody's coming out next Friday to finally finish up the shit that needs to get done.
Oh, that didn't blow. Fuck.
That's because you hit the wrong spot. That's the one part that's aggravating. Like, you have to look at the hedges on where, like, they got those break points. Because if you don't hit them on those break points, then it's not going to go through.
I think I just got the baby left.
Oh, you know what I just thought about? I should probably check Discord, because there's somebody in the group that if he watches, he tries to message me on Discord because he doesn't want to make a Twitch account because he's a stubborn ass. No, he didn't message me. Okay. And that's Mr. Daniel Senway. He's usually on there.
All right, how do I get the baby?
All right.
This is crazy.
Down there is the door, and now they're gonna kill the baby. Yeah, whenever you see those hedges like that,
well, you know what?
Like those patterns.
I tried. I shot that, and it did nothing. Damn it! Just missed it.
Oh, the OneDrive always popping up freaking pictures.
Oh.
You didn't go through the door?
What?
And now you died. Way to go, Devon.
I lost focus. I thought I walked through it.
No. Well, when you don't hear the... You're still in the level. Just so you are aware. Go again. That wasn't very long. We want to see you suffer.
I'm telling you, man. I'm not
we, i.e. me.
That was a lot of chainsaw guys.
See, I knew it. See, there he is. Look.
Yeah,
motherfucker. I knew it was you. Freaking goof troop doesn't want to make a Twitch account, but he'll watch.
Oh, I feel you. Man, that was like insane. The amount of chainsaw.
Oh, they don't stop. But you figure out the pattern. Like everything else, you figure out the pattern and it's not too bad. Once you figure it out. It's just figuring it out, of course. It's almost like it's almost like my impression that I do about certain fat guys that sound like when they're laughing, they're just like choking on their fat, like. Like
oh, we know plenty of them.
Yeah.
Just choking on the fat of your neck.
All this it's going, dude, why do you got to do that? And of course, my wife gives me shit saying, stop doing that. I'm not the one that's doing it.
Yeah.
It's
not my neck that's eating my face.
That's right. Oh, God. It's not my fault. I didn't tell him to do it. Oh.
Killing zombies. All right. Let me get back around. This is a challenging game.
Oh, it really is.
Like, after you haven't played it in years, and you're just like, yeah.
And just imagine, you at least have played it.
Yeah.
Just imagine somebody who they've never played it, just trying to go in blind, period. I mean, although I'm sure it feels that way to you because you haven't played it since you were a kid.
Right.
But, I mean,
I've played it, like, recently, just not recently enough to be like, oh, yeah, I'm awesome.
Yeah. No, I get it.
So I was saying earlier, I was like, I wonder if I can still get this on the PlayStation Store since it was made for PS4 and stuff. I wonder if they've thrown it up there yet. You know, in whatever that package was. Level 2, Evening of the Undead.
Yeah.
And I switched my character. Come here, fucker. gotta really be on top of people.
Mm-hmm. You know what I had to get in the habit of doing? Is just basically lining up the shadows, like on her feet.
Yeah.
Like I would just line it, like that's how I would know where to stand to get people. So that way I know I wouldn't just walk through them like how you were doing on some people.
Yeah.
Like I just watch the shadow on their feet and go, okay, I know where I'm at.
Oh,
ouch!
Damn it! Stop it! What is happening? Getting stuck.
Ah! So I was hurt.
Yeah, I know. That was one of the things I like about this game, though. You can hear you losing.
Yep.
From afar.
Yep.
Like you don't have to be next to the person in order to lose them.
No, you don't.
What is that stuff?
It's just points, because you do get extra lives after so many points.
Those like bubbly things?
Yeah, they're. It's supposed to be gold. Is what it's supposed to be.
You know, gold bars existed.
You know, at some point in time.
Could have just did that.
Yeah, no, just pull. You could have did. It's like Pitfall.
I'm surprised they didn't make the chimney a hiding spot.
Yeah. Well, they did kind of do that. Not like a hiding spot, but they did in some of the castles. You can, it's where the fireplace is at. You walk through it. It's like a tunnel, like a secret passage.
Secret tunnel. Alright, come on, where's... Go pick up these cans real quick.
Yeah, the dude that did the music, though, he knocked it out of the park. The fact that you create, like, he created this is just...
But there's nothing that I'm, like, hearing that I'm going, like, oh, that's, you know, pulled from this.
Yeah.
Or this is obviously inspired by the, like, Halloween theme song or something.
No, it's just like you could say it's inspired by those old eerie vibes per se, the old monster movie vibes, but it's not, like you said, it's not anything a direct dub from something like, oh yeah, this was taken from this movie.
Yeah, like we just remixed it. We didn't do anything special.
Yeah.
And there's like words in it. And you have no idea what they're saying.
Because the 16-bit is your...
No. It's not what I wanted at all.
Oh, I love it when I do that. So good. Hit the wrong button. And you're just going, why? I just wasted that.
Yeah.
Because you need those. You don't ever want to use those too early.
I know.
Because you got to kill that big baby. And without that, oh my... You can do it. It's just such a huge pain in the ass.
Big baby.
And not only that, but you want to save them for then later on when you have the level with the big worms that look like tremors.
Oh yeah,
come out of the ground.
Tremors.
Yeah,
love
another
that movie.
B-rate movie.
Love that movie though. Kevin Bacon, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't just kill people right when I spawn.
Why not, man?
That's not fair. Who said?
Adam and Eve, congratulations, you've gone platinum. Claim your 8 free gifts and 35%.
Claim your free butt plug.
Oh gosh.
Give yourself a reason to see the doctor this year.
Oh my god.
Make your doctor question your life choices.
Yeah, they're gonna go, so what are you doing in your off time again?
Yeah.
What is that? Got this thing with a tail attached to it.
Oh.
I'll still never forget when that one dude, I won't say his full name on camera, that used to work on the powder line, Justin.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And he literally went out of his way, and I just told him, like, I don't need to know this, dude. I really don't. And he's like, yeah, I bought this plug with the tail, and I can wear it. I'm like, dude, no.
To work?
Yeah. He said he would wear it to work. I'm like, work of all places.
Would you pull it out? Would you just like walk up behind him and just go like oil?
Well, no, he said he would just wear it underneath his pants.
Yeah, but the tail, that'd be so uncomfortable. He's an idiot, such an idiot.
Idiot, exactly.
Because you know what would happen is like the lube is going to absorb into your skin and then like it just becomes dry. So pulling it back out is going to ruin you. It ruins you.
Maybe he wants to be ruined. Apparently.
I'm sure he does, you know, because he's like one of those guys.
Yeah.
He's like one of those guys that's like, I want a girl to like step on my neck. Or a dude.
Right. Yeah, or a dude, because he swung both ways.
Yeah, he thought you were cute.
Yeah, I heard well after the fact.
Oh, I thought he told you.
Well,
because I remember the one guy telling me.
He made a comment, and I thought he was joking, and then I found out later that he was not joking.
Okay,
and
this is a spawn point for zombies, obviously.
That is just you're dead.
Get out of here.
But yeah, which it's whatever. I am comfortable with my sexuality. I don't care. It's whatever. You want to say I'm hot, fine. It's not like I'm gonna blow you. It's not happening. I like pussy.
But you know what's fucked up is it's still like I'm still subjective to the fact that they need to look good. They have to be at least good looking. It can't be some fucking fat schlub with a neck beard.
No.
It just can't. It has to be like a hot dude. Because I've had hot gay guys be like, "Hey, dude, you're pretty cute, man."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Thank you." I'm not like disgusted by it.
Stroke of the day. All right.
But but when it's like some fat schlub, and it's like, even in this world, even with guys, this is my demographic. Come on.
Yeah. Well, the irony is, it's like, because Sarah puts me on like this Fabio status. I said, outside of you, all the only types of girls that typically went out of their way to tell me that they thought I was hot were like these big fucking humongous goth chicks that I wouldn't do anything with ever. Call me shallow, I don't give a fuck. It's called standards. We all have them.
Tell you what,
I really don't give a shit.
Those chunky goth chicks will suck the soul right out of your body.
Yeah, well, I don't want that.
I do.
I know you
do.
I know you do. Which, that's fine. Like I said,
just putting it out there. If anybody...
Everybody's got their preference. That's just not for me. I'm just like, no, I'm okay. Thank you. Like, I'll never forget, there was a chick, and well, she wasn't fat. She was a goth. She had the crazy eyes, though. You know crazy eyes. Any guys out there that might have stumbled across this?
It's the wide eyes.
It's it was the very wide open eyes looking at me, and not to mention they were the eye-lined raccoon crazy. I just was sitting there skateboarding at the park, and this girl just kept talking to me, and I didn't really know what to say. As far as big of an asshole as I was back then, I tried to not be too big of a dickhead to girls, because I knew growing up with two older sisters that they were very fragile as far as if you did anything to hurt their self-esteem or said something that could hurt their self-esteem. Women are not like dudes. Even if somebody said we were ugly or whatever, yeah, it's not exactly something we want to hear, but we will handle it in a different way than what women would. Like, we might get upset in the moment and go,
I'm an idiot.
Me feel like shit. But eventually we'll get over it, where if you say that to a chick, she's going to like dwell on it for months. He said I was ugly. Fuck! I'm ugly. Ah! You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So
it's understandable.
Yeah, so I was like trying to be nice. But then I started laughing at one point because like her little sister walks up, because this was like sometime after I graduated high school, like right after I graduated high school. So I was only 17, and her little sister walks up and she's like, "Can't you see I'm trying to spit some game at this guy?" Mind you, she said spit some game, and if you've seen how she looked, that is not what I ever would have expected to come out of her mouth. And I just started laughing, and she kind of looked at me like, "What the fuck's he laughing about?" And I just kind of like skated away.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
just like gonna slowly make my way out of this conversation.
And she didn't leave. She stood there waiting for me to come back. Oh man. And I just, oh my gosh, it was
dedication. Gotta love that.
You gotta know when to take your losses.
I appreciate the
determination.
Yeah, determination to be like, I'm sucking your dick.
And I just, Roy's raunchy revelations now on air. Right. Oh God, dude, it's just, yeah.
Oh, they're me.
At least now you got past the Chainsaw Charlie level.
Yep.
So now here we
I
are.
gotta open up my map real quick. After I jump, apparently I can't open it while I'm jumping. So I can actually see where people are. Okay, apparently I have enough of those.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. It's my favorite band. Hell yeah.
Alcohol and ass.
You know I had to say it.
I love
Even
it.
though I know I openly say hell yeah all the time, I still, in my mind, sometimes that's when I hear it, I go straight to that stupid ass side project with the dude from Mudvayne and Pantera. Hell yeah.
Vinnie Paul.
We couldn't come up with a more douchebag name if we tried. Let's name our band. Hell yeah. So fucking stupid.
The good thing about this game is they don't give you a time limit.
No.
Well, that they tell you. I mean, obviously, eventually, if you just stand around and do nothing, eventually
You're
all
gonna
of
die.
your... Well, no, I mean, even if you just evade your enemies, eventually all your victims are going to die.
Yeah.
Your victims.
Your victims.
Get out of here. Get out of here with that spit. Boom. I threw a soda can. Yeah, this is definitely one of the better games.
Oh, it really is, dude. I'm telling you. If you go back and you start to try to master it, you're going to get sucked right in. I'm telling you. You really are. 'Cause all it takes is for you to try to figure out the timing, figure out how the enemies go about attacking and stuff like that. You'll be right in there.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, boy.
Come on, where's that?
Oh, God, don't die, dude.
I'm trying not to.
2 hits left. Oh, my God, just make it to the
I have
fucking
lives.
end. Are you sure?
I have 3 lives.
Do you?
I haven't died yet.
Really? I thought you died at the fucking Chainsaw Charlie level, no?
I think I did, but I still have 3 lives.
No, okay. Wow.
I'm trying to find this last person. That's why I'm trying to pretty much scour the outside of the map to see if it will pop up somewhere.
There you go.
There it is.
And you're going to...
Hold on.
You're going to die!
Shh, I'm not dying!
You're gonna die!
You're gonna die!
Oh, God. You just had to go there,
Yeah,
didn't you?
dude.
Fucking...
You brought it up.
Shit.
Welcome to the jungle. Take me down to the barbecue city. I died.
Take me down to the barbecue city.
Where the ribs are greasy.
Take me home.
Fucking stop.
Yeah, yeah. So bad.
Don't worry, cheerleader. I have you now.
Well, I don't think her voice is quite that deep. Coming here like,
Hey, it's 2024.
that's true.
Her voice can be as deep as she wants.
You're right.
How dare you,
yeah,
sir?
I know. How dare I just assume, right?
You can assume it was the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God.
Level 6, Pyramid of Fear.
I did see, speaking of which, there was something about some woman, I guess. Of course, they're patting her on the back for embracing her body, because apparently she has chest hair, I guess. I don't know. And she won't wax or shave it. I'm like, okay, well.
Is this the...
It's not somebody who's trans. It's apparently it's just some legit woman that apparently just has some hair on her chest.
Some body hair.
Yeah.
Like an Italian woman.
Yeah. I mean, it's not for me personally, but somebody out there is going to probably enjoy it.
I mean, you know.
Call me old-fashioned, but I like my chest nice and clean.
Come on. Nope. Get away from me. Go. Get.
Here he's coming. Yeah. There you go. Oh, no! Don't die, Devon.
I didn't die. I'm gonna die.
You're gonna die. You're gonna die.
What's over here?
Nothing.
Nothing.
The edge
It's
of
just
the level.
sand.
Yeah.
I hate sand. It's coarse. It gets everywhere.
It does somehow literally gets everywhere.
Good old-fashioned Star Wars reference for you diehards out there.
Mm-hmm. You know, as much as I love going to the beach, I'm not going to say I'm going to ruin it for everybody, but what ruins it for myself, like a lot of things, is just awareness. You know, when you're an adult, I think of sand and, you know, go to the beach. Of course, everybody's barefoot, right?
Wow, man, that's a weird one.
You know what I mean?
That's a strange one to be like, oh yeah, you know, I think about that and I think about the sand.
No, because you're
and
barefoot.
it touches everybody's feet.
Yes, and then you're going to lay in it.
Yeah, but you got to think, like, what happens when you step on sand? It coats the bottom of your feet. So really, how much of the sand is coming in contact with you?
Yeah, but it's getting all in between their toes, and it's eventually going to
I don't know, man. I mean, maybe I don't go to the beach and put sand in my mouth like you, but...
I don't put it in my mouth, but I'm just saying, if you're laying down, or you're like, you know, you'll have kids that bury themselves in the sand because they're playing in it and rolling around like a bunch of goofballs, you know? That's all. I mean, I'm not saying I'm putting it in my mouth now.
No, I know. I was...
but
I'm not saying you are either.
No, but I look at it going, you know, granted, it's no different than, it's dirt in a sense, but it's sand. But it's just one of those things, I guess. These are just stupid thoughts that pop into my head at times without even trying to think about it.
I think you're like a secret germaphobe, and you just...
No, it's not secret germaphobe. I am a germaphobe. I am.
Oh, okay.
Because that's why I have the hidden list in my brain of all the assholes at work that don't wash their hands after taking pisses and shits. It drives me absolutely crazy.
It's disgusting.
I just look at them and go, you're a vile human being. And that's it. You are disgusting.
I made it through level 5, guys. We did
There we go. Yeah, so you got one.
5 up. Now I got one life left.
You got one, so you better not die.
Wait, no, am I on my last life?
That is it, yeah.
This is it.
I'm pretty sure that is it, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
so I have to find some fucking life.
Yeah.
Dr. Tongues.
Oh, Castle of Terror, the first one. Now don't walk into... Oh, dude.
What am I...
You almost did the thing I tell people never to do, because if you walk in between, you use 2 keys to open up both doors, so don't touch that other door. Or
Okay.
You'll waste a key.
Okay.
You just go through one. I couldn't spit it out fast enough. I was like, no! You had the freaking shit mouth.
All right. Let's pull out a squirt gun here. I picked the girl
Did you get the health?
I have no health.
Shit.
Hold on. I'll use these clowns strategically.
And you know you got friggin' Happy Weed Guy over there.
Happy Weed Guy?
Yeah, he's gonna squirt his bullshit on you. Exactly. He's look, he's about to. I'm coming.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah, squirting his shit. There it goes.
I'm coming everywhere. I'm coming at the gym. Put that cookie down.
No.
Now. Where's my whacker at?
Where's my whacker? Where's my whacker?
There's nothing else over here. I need to go this way.
You need a...
Who are the enemies?
Oh, there's a cheerleader down there that you missed. You had to go through Mr. Weed Whacker land to go get.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Do I?
Yeah,
Fuck.
because you had to kill that. Well, I don't think you have to kill, but you have to go through that area. There's a tunnel.
Secret
you gotta go through.
tunnel.
Yep. There it is.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Wipe my eye real quick.
Don't get pink eye now.
Pink eye.
There's some kid that's in our Discord who has had pink eye multiple times within a year and tries telling me, because I said, you know how you get that, right? It's digging in your ass and then itching your eye. I wasn't digging in my ass. I was like, okay.
Yeah, neither do I, buddy. Damn it. I can't fucking get to the squirt gun.
Ah! He's gonna die!
Shut up. I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna live, damn it.
Oh, God! Oh, God!
Why didn't you guys fucking take the hot cheerleader? Why are you focused on my, like, come on.
Oh, God. Oh, you keep cycling past it.
It's okay. I got it.
Good. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh! And that's how it ends.
I knew it. I should have, like, opened it up.
Oh, God.
48.
Well, that'll do it.
Hell yeah, dude.
That'll
That's
do it
fun.
for our lovely podcast episode. I think we've gone.
This has got me hooked again. I'm gonna fucking I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna master it, and I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna fuck it up.
So see, now that answers what was gonna be my next question, which was, what would you say about it now? Even though
it's still a great game, it's still so addictive. And this is the thing that sucks about these old games, because we are so used to modern saving.
Yeah.
Where we can just save in the middle of a level and jump right back in and just keep restarting and restarting. And you can't do that with this stuff back then. That's the great thing about...
you gotta sit your ass there. Granted, you have passwords, but the thing is, what they don't say about the passwords is you can use a password to get to wherever you left off at, but you don't get all the weapons you had.
Nope.
You start
you
with
have to start from zero again.
And it's good fucking
What was
luck.
the other game that did that a lot that we were recently talking about? Where it's like you start completely over if you die. Is it Doom? It's Doom.
No, well, Doom, you'll start off at the beginning of that level, but you'll just have the pistol. You'll lose all your items. I thought if
you died, maybe it's in isn't there a certain mode that's like, if you completely die, you start the game completely over? Isn't that,
I just can't think of what it was off the top of my head.
Is that the master levels? Is that how they work? I think that's how the master levels work. I might be wrong.
I can't.
But I remember Doom being like that, where it's like, man, if you die and you're at the end of the level, you got to go all the way back.
All you have is you have the pistol. Yep. Unless, like I said, I don't know about the latter Dooms, but I know for the original Doom, you would die and you'd start at the beginning of whatever level you left off at, but you just wouldn't have the weapons that you originally had. So, I mean, I guess just for entertainment value, extra entertainment value, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give this game on a scale of 1 to 10?
Like an 8, just because of
solid 8.
Just because, solid 8. Just because of, and this is just a factor of the time, but it's like you have to be right on top of people.
You do.
Like when I try to turn around and hit the chainsaw guys with the fire extinguisher so I can get back past them, it's like you got to be right in front of them. But the problem is you don't have to be right in front of them for them to hurt you.
Yeah.
And that sucks. It makes the game that much it's harder. A small detail that makes it super hard that probably wasn't intentional.
No, probably
because the
wasn't.
footprint of that character takes up so much space.
Yeah.
And your character is so just linear.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's just, there's such little things about it that make it...
I didn't even know you could swap characters.
Challenging. Yeah.
I learned that on I was like, cool, I can swap.
You didn't have to be the boy. You can be the boy or
I thought if you were playing alone, you only had the option.
You get the option.
I didn't know you could switch it.
Yeah. So now
this is the best thing ever. I want a poster of this.
The intro screen?
Yes.
It is awesome. That is seriously,
because that reminds me of Alfred Hitchcock style.
Old,
of course, Mel Brooks makes fun of it in High Anxiety, where it's like he's falling like high anxiety.
You got the
they do that. They do that a lot in old movies and stuff. Twilight Zone did that same thing with the spiral and like the black room with the door and I love that in Futurama. The scary door.
The scary door. Oh yeah. So I guess what I'll end with
that should be your guys' you should do a couple's costume for Halloween and do the two characters. Yeah. It's easy.
Dude.
Fucking find
it is.
Red basketball shorts, a red hat, and a purple jacket.
I'm not,
you can get
I'm not completely bald,
Bart
so
Simpson wig.
I can spike my hair
and dye it blonde.
No, I won't. I don't think you
blonde, got. I don't think it would hold color.
But I say my hair is.
It would make it look horrible.
Sandy blonde. Oh, if I went straight blonde, I'd look ridiculous.
Oh, I mean, it's not 1990 anymore.
No,
you can't do that.
No,
Eminem.
You're not bleaching your hair.
You don't want to do the Eminem?
No, absolutely not.
Come on, dude. We get some hydrogen peroxide.
It was bad enough that I let my sister talk me into doing frosted tips.
Yes.
No.
Frosted tips. It
was so freaking.
That kid definitely has frosted tips. You have to do frosted tips. It would look so cool. Straight up fade. You got to get the 3D glasses that he wears.
Yeah.
Because why does he wear 3D glasses? Did anybody know?
I just think it was a thing.
It was probably because that was when that shit came out.
Trying to boost more 3D stuff with the glasses. But
just giving you seizures.
Anybody, if you've made it this far and you're watching the VOD format, and cause I know Mr. Senway's the only one with us right now, but he knows where to find me on Discord, of course. But if you have any suggestions for games that you would like us to talk about / play on for the Super Nintendo, Sega, whatever, for a future episode, let me know, and I will try to accommodate the best of my abilities. But that being said, thanks again, everybody, for watching, and I will see you possibly tonight. So,
sweet.
But if you're watching video format, it ain't going to be tonight. All right, take it easy, everybody.